Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here. I'm driving home today. Pretty big news in the world, even though this is not San Francisco 49er news. It really is something that's going to affect the Niners in the foreseeable future. And that is Russell Wilson traded from Seattle to the Denver Broncos. Honestly, to me, my first thought, I was wondering, who's going to be the new starting quarterback for Seattle? What are they doing? Of course, they always have, Geno Smith. Actually, my first thought was Seneca Wallace was going to be the new starter. That guy left the Seahawks a long time ago, but he seemed like he was a backup there for years. Sacramento kid who did well. I think he had a starting job a couple of times. Was never able to really keep it anywhere. But my first thought went to coach flying the coop, I guess you can say. Pete Carroll, of course, when things started to go bad before they even really broke the story of what was going on at USC with Reggie Bush and the housing. Carroll was out of there. He didn't want to be a part of the sanctions that USC was going to be put on, with them stripping them at the bowl games and not being able to have as many scholarships and things like that, and took the Seattle job. Really damn good coach at USC, really damn good coach in Seattle, but I was wondering, is he going to want to stay for those down parts? And easily, Seattle was the down team in the NFC West. Always a really tough division. Sometimes looked at as one of the toughest divisions to play in by record. Now they're easily going to be the fourth best team in that division, which is AKA last place, unless they pull something out of their hat. I can't remember the damn quarterback's name. But actually, the year that they drafted Russell Wilson, they had signed a free agent quarterback who was, I believe, the backup in Green Bay, who had shown some light in a couple of games playing when Aaron Rodgers was injured, and he lost the job in camp. They said Russell Wilson was the guy. They ran with it. I thought they were crazy, and damn, were they a Super Bowl team his rookie year? He affected them like Derek Jeter taking to the Yankees. They were a damn good football team. I really don't know what they're doing. They're going to get Drew Lock. Everybody knows about Drew Lock rapping on the sidelines. He is the most up and down quarterback when it comes to the history of quarterbacks with the Denver Broncos. Most of the time, you get the starting job, you lose it, and you're just put out to pasture. With Denver, but they kept giving him chance after chance after chance, and he couldn't get it done. I don't think any Seattle Seahawks fans are looking at Drew Lock other than the starter for the upcoming season. I don't think anybody has future plans of him taking the reins and being the starter. If they don't find a way to draft a quarterback this season in the draft come April, they gotta have something up their sleeve. I know that a lot of times, big trades. Trades between in division guys, like on the draft day with draft picks, trading up, trading down, mostly just trading picks. They happen. Very rarely do you see a trade like the Buffalo Bills and New England Patriots in division. Drew Bledsoe, the quarterback, gets traded. And gets to, have his chance to play his former team twice in the division. But everybody knows the big date, I think, is somewhere in the 20s. I want to say 25, 26 for Jimmy Garoppolo. Kind of like the day, if he's going to get traded, he's going to get traded before that day. I really don't know what Seattle's thinking. Maybe they just saw the mess that they were in. Russell Wilson wasn't happy. Of course, he didn't write a letter and publicly post it like Kyler Murray did with the Arizona Cardinals. But there's been whispers that he's been trying to get out of Seattle for a couple of years now. There's rumors because of his pop star wife that she wants to go to a big city. To me, honestly, when I think of big cities, I think Denver's right there with Seattle. Of course, he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He should have won 2. He's going to be a star no matter where he goes. But I don't think his star level is raised by going to Denver, other than the Mile High City, and they're going to be higher up in the air. It's not like he's going to Chicago or New York. All 3 of those teams have young quarterbacks that, Russell Wilson is a guy that can change a football team, but they've all invested draft picks in the last 2 years, and I don't think any of them have really failed enough to the point where you want to flush them down the toilet and, start over. For the Niners, this is good. It's one less team to worry about. We still have to worry about the Cardinals, a team that's going to get better and better. And, they've had our number for a while. And the Rams, we had their number, but we lost that NFC Championship game. If we catch that punt that, was thrown up in the fourth quarter for the interception, I think it's a whole nother ball game. Easily, we would have won that Super Bowl, and that's what we're trying to get to. And what I talked about last year with Jimmy Garoppolo, when the big stories were going around of who's going to be the quarterback, last year coming into this season, it was almost talked like Jimmy was going to get run out of town. And right now, it's up and down. You wake up one morning and people are saying that, whether if it's Joe Montana or anybody else, that the Niners are kind of down on Trey Lance right now. Not that they're ready to say it's over with him and it's not going to work, but he's just not ready, and he needs another year or more time to just sort of watch and develop and practice to get better. And sometimes people are saying that he's the best in the world and needs to be starting right now, and the Niners are going into the drafting like he's going to be the starter. They even want to try and do what the Bengals did with Jamar Chase and take his college wide receiver to make sure that he has somebody to throw to when he's ready to play. So what we'll see. This is definitely good. For the Niners, horrible. They get a lot of picks. I'll give you a lot of picks. Wasn't it 2 2s, 2 1s, and a 5? On top of that, they got a tight end, they got a defensive end, and Drew Lock. So Denver sort of betting the house. They've got an offense built for somebody to go in there and be ready to play. Definitely the AFC West is now like one of the young guns in the NFL. All 4 teams have superb quarterbacks. When you're looking at Derek Carr and saying that out of 4 he's the worst of 4, and that guy's pretty damn good. I don't know. The AFC West, everybody was already gunning for the Chiefs. But now it seems like Denver is going to be putting themselves right into that conversation, being ready to play. Von Miller yesterday was shaking the tree, basically saying that he was ready to go back to Denver already before this news was announced. So he left. He got a Super Bowl ring, and now he's ready to come back for that one last run, that big push. It's not going to take as much to sign him because he knows what he's got left in the tank, but he's got much more to give than a lot of other guys that are out there. Even if he's playing at 80% of what he once was, he's probably going to be younger than some guy barely making the team. The late round draft pick or something like that. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be fun. Definitely a real surprising day. You don't see trades like this much in the NFL, but it seems like they're coming around more and more. These younger GMs, I think, are learning to make moves with trades. Other than back in the day, a guy just gets cut and gets picked up and moved around. Sometimes you have guys traded just straight up for picks, so you don't really have another name attached to it. But two starting quarterbacks in the NFL moved for each other. Of course, one team paid a lot more for the other one, but we'll see what goes down. But I'm definitely excited about seeing that last place Seahawk finish in the upcoming season in the NFC West.